Phoenix fired coach Frank Vogel on Thursday afternoon. After one season as coach, Vogel went 49-33 in Phoenix, signed a 5-year, $31 million deal with the Suns in just June of last year. Andraya, you are up first. Who's the most to blame for this Suns season?
How can you tell? How can anyone actually give an answer to that question? I was talking on Get Up and I was like, it's like having a puzzle and you're trying to solve it, but half of the pieces are not flipped the right way. You can't even see the full picture of what this Suns team could have been. There were roster issues, yes, so you kind of point that to the owner. Kevin Durant played great. He wasn't exactly happy, but he played well on the floor. Bradley Beal was never healthy. The big three never got time together. I don't know if you can place the blame on any one particular person, which is why, to me, Frank Vogel being fired also doesn't make sense. This whole team, this entire group, didn't get a fair shot at figuring anything out together out on the floor. I know that their big three was horrible in the playoffs. I don't know what you expect from a big three. They got no time together. Like, things don't just click automatically like we do on set. It's nice. It clicks. It's easy. Things don't always work that way. I feel like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors and they won right away, it gave everyone this false sense of immediacy. You can bring someone in and it comes. You can bring someone in and it happens right away. That doesn't happen. We don't know who to blame. We didn't get a fair shot, and now we're not going to know who to blame because Frank Vogel's not there anymore. So we'll never know.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, to me, when you look at the situation, I mean, gone are the days where this aggregation of stars is going to work. It's not going to work because of the luxury tax, the aprons. Those are all boring concepts in the CBA, but you should get familiar with that because that's what's going to predicate how teams are constructed. Who is to blame? I mean, to me, the true answer is the construction. And I know a lot of people say that, hey, Kevin Durant, it's been difficult seeing him bop from different places. And every place he goes to, he has hypothetically the greatest offense there. Going to a 73-3 win Golden State team, going to Brooklyn, which literally statistically set offensive records on fire. And then now coming to Phoenix, where that was a great expectation. But the reality is, whether it was, I know KD tried because, you know, we all know when you play with, like, you're not going to love everyone you play with. You're not going to expect everyone to be a tremendous leader. Will you ball? He balled when he was on the floor. But I think this expectation that he could fill every hole, it's your coach that's supposed to help you do that, which is frustrating because if you're going to go KD versus the coach is going to go because you have to keep that perennial great scorer that you have in Phoenix. And so there are plenty of people to blame. I know KD is the first one based off of his history, but overall, this just showed you that when you bring these stars together in the NBA, it's not going to work the way you planned anymore.
There's never just one person to blame. We know this, okay? Y'all know good and damn well when they ask y'all that question. Who's the most culpable? That's basically what you're asking, okay? Now, very proud of both of y'all. And I feel like a big brother to both of y'all because I think y'all are sensational. And I will be looking out for y'all for the rest of y'all careers because y'all are just superstars in the making. Let me help you out in terms of what you follow. Always, always, always in professional sports, follow the money. Never forget that, ladies. And here's the reason why. Because you see, no matter what folks talk to you about when they step on the basketball court and they want to act like it's all about us collectively, when they go to the negotiating table, they're like, what about me? I can make up for whatever deficiencies we may have anywhere you go. That's why I might want $50 million when a teammate of mine is getting paid 8 or 5 or 10. I'm getting paid 5 times, 6 times, 10 times better than them because this is what the hell I bring to the table compared to anybody else that you may bring on board. Now, we know in a literal sense that's not true. Like, if somebody's on one wing and another person's on the other, you can't be one player and guard both of them. We understand, all right? But understand, in theory, essentially that's what you're saying. Why does that matter? Because you don't get to run and hide when it don't work out. You can't do that. The Phoenix Suns is giving Kevin Durant $51 million next year. Devin Booker, 49. Bradley Beal around 50 million. With a no trade clause, by the way. Only dude in the league with no trade clause. Bradley Beal. Okay? It's $150 million. It's a $209 million payroll. It's a luxury tax trigger that's going to be at $116 million. Now, Ishbia, the new owner, leaves a lot to be desired. No doubt about it. He's definitely culpable because he's the one that assembled it. You can't let him off the hook.
Thank you.
But in the end,
That's my point.
when you look at Vogel, you knew you wasn't the choice, their primary choice. So you knew what you were walking into, Andraya. You accepted the job. Now, this is very important that you understand this. If you don't know, you don't know. But when they tell you, this is our expectation, do you want the job? And you say yes, yes, you don't get to get swept in the first round.
But it's not like there's only one coaching availability every cycle. There are multiple, and a lot of people typically want to go for that one choice, and they have to fall back on 2 or 3. But you talked about being where the money resides, Stephen A. You always talk about it. That's like where you live, right? Where the money resides. The person with the most money in this equation, okay, you're right, that's true.
Oh, here you go.
The person, here we go.
You set him up for
the
that.
person with the most money in this equation is Matt Ishbia. And I do think that he said not too long ago when we joked about it on this program, hey, 26 teams would rather be in the same circumstances me and my squad. Next thing you know, a few days later, you're axing your coach. So that to me was not the truth. That to me was putting, as I said before, a Band-Aid when this team truly needs surgery. And that was based off of the environment in which Ishbia said, guess what? I am here. I'm a new owner, and I want to win right now. And sometimes you have to take a beat and say, what does it take to win right now in the NBA? It is trying to go and add Bradley Beal to the equation and try to make this all work. So, yeah, you do want to clarify.
Let me give AC the last word by just asking this question. If you told Frank Vogel before the season, look, you can't get swept now in the first round of the playoffs. And that's what happened. Is that unfair?
No, I don't think that's unfair, but I don't think he expected to have barely a team the entire season that's trying to put the pieces together at the end to not get swept. That's all I'm saying.
And the defending champs are like looking a little interesting against the same team that did it to
All right, I love y'all. One more.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here,